Welcome, everybody, one and all. My name is Gabe.
My name is Hannah.
And we hope
you're ready to ramble with us.
Dude, this has been our fifth take on the intro. I don't know why. Today it's just feels like I haven't done this in ages.
I mean, last week, because we did it on Monday yesterday, or last week, so.
Also, I think because, like, we haven't done it in here in a while.
True, because last week we were at school. So.
Yeah. But anyways, dude, let's just go straight into it. Hannah, what are we discussing today?
We are talking about friendships, and let's go into what your friendships look like. What are you expecting out of a friendship, and what do you do when you feel, I don't know, you're mad at a friend, or you're missing a friend, or you're really appreciating a friend?
Sure. There's a lot. That's a lot. Well, I guess first things first. I mean, I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna say honestly, like, I'm pretty picky with who I choose to be my friends.
Well, I've made the cut. I've made it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just sort of the idea that I hold is like this life is a little too short to be giving people that are kind of whack like the time of day.
Right.
So like if I don't like someone, I just don't like them. I'm not gonna like bother to be like, oh, what's up, brody? You know what I mean? It's like still whatever, dude. You know, you can do your own thing. I'll do my own thing. I don't know. I feel like you're kind of picky-ish, no?
No, I'm definitely picky, but I'm still
you're friendly with everyone.
I'm friendly with everybody. I always give that opportunity to become closer. I would say on my social media, I consider a lot of people friends that maybe they don't really reciprocate or think that we're friends. So we have to define what a friend is.
Sure. I think a friend is someone you're able to just talk to at any moment, and it's not like, oh, who are you? It's like, oh, what's up, bruh? You know, that's kind of like one of the standards of being a friend. Like,
so I'm just comfortable with them.
Yeah, like you're just able to hit them up or hang out with them. Mm-hmm. Just be like, what's up, brody? I don't know. How would you define a friend? It's a little wild to define, isn't it? Someone you talk to out of enjoyment, not like out of like mandatory or necessity or obligation. Yeah, it's just like someone that you choose to talk to and interact with out of your own pleasure, I guess, right?
Yeah, I would agree. Forced conversations in anything is just no go.
Yeah, I personally despise like forced group projects and like school and stuff. Like, especially if the teacher was like, you have to choose your own partners. I'd get like a panic because I'm like, I don't know anybody in here, bro.
Facts.
Like, I would always, as a teacher, like, can I just do this by myself? Like, I really don't care. Like, I'd rather do this project by myself than like have to go up to someone and be like, hi, can I work on this project with you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also sympathy friendships too. Like, they're just friends. Oh. Because like or like a group project, like they just have you in the group because they feel bad like you're left out.
Yeah. I don't know. I've also got like social anxiety, so I think that kind of plays into how I view friends and why I'm picky, because it's like, you know what I mean. I don't know.
No. I would say being picky is a good thing. Like you're right. Like life is short. Why waste your time? Genuinely, like. It makes no sense. But I think my perception of friends is like somebody who will back you up. You know, I'm kind of envious of some, you know, girls on social media, like just saying like, oh, bestie vibes, and they're doing like crazy stuff together. It's like, dude, I want that. But also like I'm mature. Like, you know, like I have to separate those things, and that's just, I
definitely,
and stuff.
I also want to see like, because I mean, I don't know, right now at this moment, and honestly for some time I haven't really had like, I would say like a solid group of friends. Haven't really been in a circle. More so I would say like 50% out of my own will, 50% not. It's just kind of how things ended up being, I guess. So yeah, I also want to see like, I guess, guys and stuff doing all sorts of just wild shit together. I'm like, damn.
Same.
I wish I could be doing that.
Same. I just want something more of like organic.
Yeah.
Like you want to hang out with me all the time. Mutual obsession is important for a good friendship. Loyalty and common interests, common values.
Yeah. Although that being said, like, I don't know, I'm definitely more of like a, with like, I don't need a lot of, what's the word, like maintenance in a friendship. Like, I could not talk to someone for many, many months. Just not like, just because of, like, you know, just life, whatever, right? And then once you reach out to them, it's like, oh, what up, bro? Like, it's like nothing happened.
Couldn't be me, Gabe.
Really?
Couldn't be me.
Well, obviously for like us, like we talk every day.
Yeah.
But like, I definitely have friends. Like, I'll honestly just talk to them like once every several months, and it's like, oh, what's up, bro? And then, all right, cool, man. See you later. You know, it's like, I don't know.
I would say I get butthurt after, you know, a couple of weeks.
No, you get butthurt after like a couple hours.
Yeah. Facts.
You
Facts.
be like,
dude, I'm needy. I have priorities and needs.
Well, I'm definitely much more solitary, so I'd have a lot less. But like, I get it though. Like, but yeah, dude, you're always telling me every day, like, oh, this girl didn't text me back in a couple hours. I'm pissed at her. I'm like, are you sure she's not like just busy? Like,
hey, I have anxiety too.
Sure.
Because I overthink stuff. But it's just like, for me, I get that you're busy, but how long does it take to just send a text?
Sure. Well, it's kind of easy to miss a text though.
Yeah,
right?
But how many times? How many times?
You know.
I don't know, Gabe.
Because like, I don't
like how many times are people on their phone?
Because I could say, if like for me, like my day job is like food delivery, right? Like I'll often get texts while I'm driving, and I'll see it pop up on my phone while I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta text from them. But then by the time I'm able to text, I just forget that I got that message because, you know, 10-20 minutes have passed by, and then, you know, it's like that can happen to people. Like, let's say you're in class, you feel your phone buzz, so you know you got a text, but then by the time you're like are able to text someone back, you just forget. Like, I don't know, like something happened.
No, I'm not saying that I don't forget to text back. Like that has most certainly been, you know, a thing for me.
Hannah's just trying to hold heavy standards.
I have high standards for everything. Sure. You should know that. It's just like I need that. I need that, like, hey, Hannah, what are you doing? Like, how have you been? And I hate being the first person to text that. And if anything, when we're catching up, it better be freaking fruitful. Like, it's not just like a, what are you doing? I'm doing this. Cool. You know? I want substance. I want substance.
I'm not saying that's what I do. You feel like, but I get it. You know, we're just, we're still different. That's okay. Hannah needs everyday assurance.
Yes.
And I don't know what I need. I need my space often.
I don't know if it's assurance more. It's more like
no, it's
attention.
Just, yeah. Assurance was being a little facetious, if you will. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I could think of like several people in my head like I haven't talked to honestly in years. But if they just hit me up, I would just treat them the same as I always did, like just like friendly and as friends like we were back then.
Well, no, same. But like this whole time you don't want to talk, just because we're in different environments. Like you're just not gonna.
Sure.
It makes no sense to me. Just because that goes back to like where you met those friends in the first place. Like let's just say we played sports together, or we were in clubs together, or we went to the same school, or we went, you know, we met at this one place. And it was good at that point of time, but maybe we're not at the close friends like type of level. Like you're kind of just a situational friend, and I don't like that.
Sure.
Do you get it? It's for me, like I want the closeness with everybody, and I don't know why, but it's just like if you're not, it's all or nothing. It's like if you're not the best of my friend group, then I don't want to have them. Really? Like for me, like you're acquaintances, like I feel like
cast them off.
I hate having acquaintances. I want us to be all friends.
I think just because of me personally, I like to spend most of my time alone. That's why to me I'm not bothered by just like situational friends. I'm like, hey, as long as I can be mostly alone most of the time, I'm fine by that. You know what I mean? But obviously, I would say I'm more of an outlier rather than, I think most people are closer to you with how they view their friendships. It's like, yeah, I want closer friends, right? So, like the stuff that I say about myself, I wouldn't say that's like the norm or anything. You know what I mean?
No, I would say it's the norm.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like most people are like not anxious attachment types of people.
Interesting.
I would say you're pretty secure then if you're okay with having that distance and time part and picking up as normal.
Well,
like,
yeah.
I have the, like, yes, I know that it is normal, but I get butthurt when people don't, reach out. Just because I feel like I'm giving my 100%. You know that I am. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm texting, like, hey, what are you doing? Bugging you, But then once it's not reciprocated, I'm backing off because that's not a friendship then.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say for me, like, the way I go about this is very beneficial because, like, I often will even get irritated when I'm around too many people. You know what I mean? That kind of, like, even with, like, a relationship, like, I'll get irritated if I spend too much time in my park because I just want to be alone so much. So I feel like I don't want you to view how I am and be like, oh, yeah, you're secure, you're chilling, broken. No, I don't know. I just, for some reason, yeah, like, when I'm around someone too much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm balls deep in the introversion skill. But yeah, I just get very, like, just, I don't know, mad and irritated and just, like, pissed off when I'm, like, having to be around people for too long.
People as a group or just a person?
I guess people as a group. Yeah, but, like, every day I mostly spend it alone in my car or, like, at home working, so that's why I think these isn't pretty good. Like, I'm able to do stuff like this or, like, hang out with friends once every 6 months. And I'm fine with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, so now we've kind of gone over, like, what makes a friend. I mean, we've kind of already dabbled in what are we looking for pretty well, right?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about if you're irritated with a friend. What do you naturally do?
If I'm irritated, I don't know, because usually, like I said, if I get irritated by someone, then I just won't even, like, make them a friend. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't like someone, like, I usually will tell early on, and I'll be like, all right, I'm just not gonna associate with you. But, like, if like a friend, like, pisses me off, I usually just kind of just kind of stop talking to them for a bit. Not, like, because, like, I don't want to make it a big deal. Like, I don't want to, like, go off on it and be like, hey, Hannah, you're a piece of doo-doo, and I don't like what you did, and blah, blah, blah. I'll just be like, you know what? You're doing some weird stuff. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit back a bit. We're just going to do our own things, and maybe at a later time, you'll not be doing whatever weird shenanigans you're up to.
Yeah, but would you bring it up?
If it was, like, really bad, like, if it was something that, like, was like, hey, you need to, like, fix it, like, this is, like, alarming, then yeah. But if it's just more, like, something, like, just them doing something that I'm bothered by, that's not really, like, super urgent or alarming or whatever, I won't necessarily, like, make it a conflict, like a case point of an argument, you know what I mean? I
would say that I have similar,
like, what would you do?
I would,
like, let's say I rolled up.
It depends, too.
And
yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do to get you mad, but I made you mad. Like, what would you do, Hannah?
I feel like I would just let it pass until it happened too many times, or if it was a big deal, like you said. Confrontation is always strange. Like, there are things that I could get very angry about, but
Sure.
but if it's not if it's not worth it, then it's whatever. And then also, like you said, like, distance from people. But you just have to, I think with any type of relationship, you have to weigh the risks
and
benefits. Yeah,
that's kind of how I view things. Like, well, like, that's why, like, most of the time it's not really, like, well to engage in an argument, because it's like, well, is there anything good that's going to come out of this? Probably not. It's probably just going to be you and the other person more mad, more upset, and whatever. So it's like, why bother?
Right.
Why put the energy into getting mad and riled up? It's like, it's whatever, dude. just let it go, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
just like be accommodating. Like, you have to like learn that.
Yeah, I think also, it's just kind of like important to realize that like a lot of people like when they have flaws or problems, they kind of need to navigate that themselves. I think, you know, kind of like I feel like when a person needs to make a change for the better, that's something they have to choose to do on their own. You know, so like if I got an issue with someone, you know, I'll tell them like. Sometimes I'll tell them like, "Dog, you kind of got issues," but it's like, this is something you got to deal with on your own. I can't really help you too much. I don't know.
Yeah, I think as we grow up, we tend to just be more individualistic. Like, it's like they'll learn someday. But when we're younger, I feel like we're more reactive, and it's like if that bothers you, then like that bothers you, you're gonna address it. But I feel like once we grow up, it's more of like, well that Hannah knows by now. She should know. She's like an adult.
Freaking Hannah Banana.
Would you say that most people have good friends in their lives? Or would you say like they're lonely? Would you say like the American public? And also it turns into a conversation about ages too. Like you're talking about families or people in families, and do they have time for friendships once they're like parents or something?
I think genuinely, I think it's like 50-50. I think like 50% of people have good friend groups, and 50% either don't have, like they have a bad friend group, or they just don't really have. Especially these days with like, you know, the pandemic stuff and all that, and a lot of like literal isolation that people have gone through. Like it's tough, bro. It's tough as shit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of places where you would usually meet people, like school and work and blah blah blah. Like a lot of that stuff you won't even be able to go to. You know, I think a lot of people are more lonelier than ever. You know.
So that goes to a point. Do you think that it's weird to cuddle with your friends? change of a conversation all the way to the moon.
I have never done that.
Never.
Well, it's like,
I haven't either.
Yeah, really? I feel like you're the type. I feel like you're the type of person to be like, "Hey,
let's cuddle,
Brody." Yeah.
I am, but I know boundaries.
I don't know. That seems pretty intimate. To cuddle with someone.
There are some friendships that do that, though.
I mean, sure.
But it's just, it exists, and it's like, wow.
They probably, like, kiss their mom on the lips, too. I mean, you know, like, you know what I mean? They probably took bathtubs with their siblings a little too older than they should have, you know? I don't know.
Yo, that's a whole different topic to discuss too, though. Like abnormal development, or not? Maybe is it even abnormal? It's just like
different families,
unique families.
Unique. That's what I should have put it. Yeah. But you know what I mean, though. Like, I don't know. I was like, I've never really been very like touchy with my friends at all in general. Like there was even a time where like I remember in middle school especially, because middle school is when actually it starts to get really like social, naturally starting to make friends, and like friends like guys and gals would like, you know, give me want to do hugs every once in a while. I would always just like when they were holding arms, I would literally like freeze up a bit, because like I don't know, I was just never really like
I get that
very physical, affectionate. I didn't really have friends like growing up or anything. I was a fucking lonely ass kid. I think I kind of talked about that. Mostly because I was like a weirdo, you know.
Like in the first couple episodes.
Yeah, like in the first ep, I think I was like, bro, I was a weird ass kid. I didn't have any friends. So yeah, like a
little bit me too.
If I'm like hesitant with hugs already, I'm not gonna be out here being like, hey Hannah, you want to spoon up? You know what I mean? It's a little odd. I don't know. I'm surprised. I feel like you're definitely the type.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've developed comfort with physical touch like later in life. I would say I also was like you, where I wasn't comfortable at all and just froze up. But now I'm like, yay, Hugs.
Yeah.
I really need that. And, you know, going back to love languages, like, bro, I was like thinking about it walking up the stairs. I like everything. Like, I like words of affirmation from my friends. I like the time spending time with each other. I like physical touch, like hugs, and
Sure.
gift giving is but I like to give, but I don't really like to receive. I think it's kind of weird, but you know, all that stuff, it applies for love languages for friends and love languages for relationships.
Yeah. So I mean, short answer is no. I don't platonically cuddle. I don't know. That's so low.
No, I definitely think it's weird, but
And
it's like sometimes I do want to cuddle, just like to hug somebody.
And it will cuddle. Well, when you say cuddle, I imagine cuddle's like you're bundled up with someone, like holding them for an extended amount of time, like laying down, and like usually laying down.
No,
like, you don't do that when you hug someone. You hug someone for like a couple seconds. You're standing up. You're not pressing your body against theirs for like 5-10 minutes.
Bruh.
Like, that's a difference. You
No,
know what I mean?
Cuddling with friends and cuddling with partners is
Well, how
different.
else do you cuddle with friends?
I would just be like this.
That's not
Whoa.
cool. That's not cool. You're just leaning against me. I mean,
That's a cuddle to me.
mm,
What do you cuddle is like spooning?
yeah, or like I don't know what the reverse when you're just face to face
Uh-huh.
holding. But yeah, that's like cuddling to me. I don't know. Like when you're like holding someone. If I was like this and you're like leaning in, if we did that for like an extended amount of time, that would be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's like borderline from hug to cuddle.
Yeah. Like I said, I think if you like kiss your brother on the lips, you're probably
Dude.
cuddling. I don't know.
Okay, so what was I gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
I forgot.
Dead air.
I forgot.
I don't know. I mean, you know what's funny? I wrote a song called like "How to Make a Friend," where I was basically talking about like shit friends. And actually, that song I sent you, remember, was called "Imaginary Friends." Was about, and it was weird because when I told you about how it was like, oh, it's about like shitty friends I've had. You're like, oh. I can't relate. You were like,
I did not say that.
You did say that. You essentially said, you're like, oh, well, I haven't gone through that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I was just very shocked. I was like, oh, well, you've come across, well, friends, I guess.
No, I've had. Well, maybe. Oh yes, I kind of the what like backstabbing friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Well, I didn't say. Did I say backstabbing?
Actually, I wouldn't even call them friends. They're acquaintances that have backstabbed me.
Well,
but
friends, and then they weren't after the fact.
yeah.
You know?
No, but I wouldn't
Anyways.
even say we were friends before that. They were just acquaintances that have betrayed me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've definitely had friends who.
Like friends, and then they backstabbed you. Wow,
Yeah.
can't relate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which is I guess something to maybe tease now. We've kind of teased it before. I have a project coming up next
June,
month.
yeah.
Don't want to give too many details, but essentially, I am like redoing it's like a remake of a previous project, and looking forward to it. I might send you it, like just the full thing, just so you can share your thoughts on it, I guess, before we talk about it. So I think it's done. So.
Oh, you're done with it.
Yeah.
Good.
I've just kind of been sitting on it. Well, like I know what they want to release it on, but like I don't know. For me, when it comes to like making music, especially, I like to like make stuff, and then I'll kind of like put it behind, and I'll come back a couple weeks later, so I can kind of look at it with a new mind. And usually I have two different reactions. I'll either be like, all right, this is fucking good. Wow. That's usually whenever someone's like, wow, why have I just kind of put this behind? Like, this is fucking good. This is good. Like, I was good back then and it's good now. I'm going to keep using it. I'm like, damn, what the fuck was I smoking when I made this? I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
But most of the time it's good.
These days, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, it's horse shit. But I've gotten pretty
That's
decent, I
interesting.
think. Anyways, that was just what I was kind of referring to.
Are we going to give a date for expectation?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of keep it low key. Don't worry, it's only like 4 people. There's like 4 people listening who are even gonna.
That's funny. It's okay.
Anyways, friends. They're pretty cool. They're alright. kind of overrated.
I would
I'm
say
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would say making friends at my school is hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like university is interesting because in high school, middle school, and elementary school, actually, we'll just talk about high school. Like, I kind of feel like when you're in high school, everything feels reliant on your social life. It's like your social life is like at the crux of everything. Like how good everything's gonna go. It like feels so important.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like once you kind of leave high school, I think everyone comes to a realization like none of that really mattered. like you know what I mean? Like the friends you had, the things you did, like social wise, right?
Right.
Like the clothes you wore, whatever, like that shit just didn't matter.
Yeah, I think in the past, like anything you're looking at in the past, it's like, all right, well, it happened, you know? You can't really change it.
And then when I think people go to university, they're kind of like, yeah, this people kind of realize like, well, eventually I'm going to leave university, and it's not really like my social life isn't really gonna. Obviously, like the close friends you make, like it forms you a little bit. But like I said, it's like I think people kind of realize like, well, social life doesn't really matter that much. So then they kind of just are more in university just to, you know,
get a degree.
Get their shit done, leave, and adios. Right. So that's why, I mean, to feel like university, it's a lot tougher to make friends. You've kind of shared about that, right? Like when we saw that like pastor lady there, you were like, bro, this is like the most funny people I've seen in the crowd.
Yes. What's her name? It's like Kathy?
Sister Cindy.
Sister
Cindy.
That was wild.
Saw her. Yeah, it's so weird, bro. Like I said, I saw her years ago, 2019 in Texas, and to see her again in fucking 3 years later almost. In California is pretty wild. But anyways.
But definitely that was actually the most people I've ever seen.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like,
one
damn.
section. Because for our school, it's mostly just everybody's spread out and everybody's just mind their own business. You know when the people wear like headphones in the gym? It's kind of like that. It's like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't smile at me.
Do you talk to people at the gym? Because I don't.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, like, what do you mean?
I'd just be like, I like your shorts. Or it's like, do you really like doing that? Or, you know?
Really?
Also, I love making people uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, it's just like...
Well, I hate... So, it's interesting. Yeah. I hate being uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, it's... Well, you know what? So it brings back to the topic of, like, the physical touch. Like, there was this friend of mine who was like, don't touch me. You know, it's like, yeah, boundaries, but it's like, why? Why don't you like physical touch?
Oh, well, that might be...
That could be like trauma too.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be trauma, but it's just like...
A little heavy.
Yeah.
Well...
But it's sad, dude. Humans need physical touch.
Sure, yeah. I mean...
Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. We're just rambling, bro. It's kind of the thing with the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but we kind of like skipped over... Yeah, the whole uncomfortable thing. Because I remember when we were leaving, we were at Casa Fullerton, and we were leaving, and then we saw these like group of guys, and we're like eating, and then you wanted to ask them like what they were eating.
Oh right? Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I kind of want to ask them. I was like, why? I'm like, no, let's keep walking. And then you were like, no, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I think you asked me like why. I was like, I don't know, I don't like having attention drawn to myself in public, at all. Like, especially because of my social anxiety, I always feel like everyone's like looking at me. No matter if like I'm like at a restaurant, if I'm just walking, if I'm driving, if I'm like at a red light, I just feel like everyone's staring at me. And I know that's obviously not true. Yeah. And it's a pretty preposterous thing. But even though I know it's not true, I still believe it. I still feel it. So I'm always like very like cautious of what I'm doing, the intention I bring to myself, and blah blah. But then you were like, "No, dude, I like people making them comfortable." And you're like, "Hey guys," and you're like, "Yeah," you're like, "Hey, what do you guys see?" And then I think I was like, I can't stand that. I just kept walking. Remember, I was like, "You can do your thing, bro." But I just can't. Remember, I think this was an interesting. It was an interesting situation. We kind of learned like how we feel about that stuff.
Yeah, and some people could think that I'm being selfish, or...
I don't think... No.
Well, I feel like some people would say it's like, what is wrong with you? You purposely like making people uncomfortable for your joy? Like, sadistic, you know?
I wouldn't, no.
I know, but there would be people out there. You know, just be like, Hannah is a...
sick freak.
Yes, exactly. But I just... anywho, I assume people are looking at me anyways, because there's two sides of the coin. It's like anxiety or confidence. And if I don't expose myself of like talking to random people in general, like whenever I'm going to be walking into a room, I'm going to be uncomfortable. And I don't want to do that. So when you're in a new situations, do you get anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, for me, I also get anxiety. But if I don't, constantly work at it and constantly become, reassuring myself, like, I'm going to be uncomfortable and anxiety ridden in those situations, like for presentations, for job interviews. So I purposely put myself in uncomfortable situations. Sure.
Although I will say, for me, for stuff like performances, job interviews, presentations, I love that stuff. I thrive. If I'm in the performance setting, in any way, if I'm on stage, if I'm like what you said, job interviews, presentation, blah blah blah, anything like that, anything that's like performance-esque, I thrive. I'm like,
I think you've told me that.
Yeah, like I love it. I search for it. That's the stuff I want to do. Like, if you were to be like, hey, like if I were to do a concert, I would be like, fuck yeah, bro. I will like be on stage, do whatever. Like, I will put on a great show. I've always loved that. But if I could do it for like, I don't know, like 1,000 people, I would have no problem doing that. I would not feel anxious at all.
At all.
Not
Zero
at all.
anxiety.
Zero
This
anxiety.
is your game time moment.
Because it's like, when it comes to like, when it comes to like performing in a way, it's like I know what I'm doing. I know what I have to do. Like, if I'm going for a job interview, I know what it is to say. I know what they're looking for. I know what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I could have like a plan. I could like, there's like, you know what I mean? But if you were to like, now, you finish your performance on stage with 1,000 people, now go in that crowd and try to make a friend, try to talk to someone, I would be like, I don't know, I would freak out. That would freak me out. If you told me, try to talk with one person in that crowd, that would freak me out.
Really? We're opposite like, then.
Yeah? Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Because if you put me on a stage, I'd be very uncomfortable.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I would thrive.
Like, so if you had your own TED Talk, you'd be good.
Sure, yeah. If there was a crowd of like 10,000 people while we're recording this podcast, I would be like, hell yeah, bro. I don't give a frick. But if the podcast ended and then someone was like, yeah, like, I'll have to go like make a friend, be like social. Because there's a difference, right? The social setting and the performance setting, it's two very different things.
Yeah.
And I love being in a performance setting. I love performing. But I hate being social. I get so anxious. It's not like I hate being social, but it's because I feel I'm so bad at it. And I'm so anxious. And then I get so nervous. So I don't know.
Yeah, for presentations, I get hell anxiety. Being alone. And that's being alone and just talking, like me on my phone. Like, I'm fine. If I'm even practicing my presentation alone, I'm the best performer. But once you put me in front of other people, I'm like, I don't really like this.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I love
it. Or at least I get trust.
I always love presentations in school because I would always try to like seek the most unique way, the most creative, the most fun way to like present something, and like I would just bask in it. I would enjoy it.
Interesting.
Like, I remember probably one of my better presentations, it was like sophomore year at Elmo or whatever, and we had to give a speech for English class, just a speech about anything. We just had to give some sort of like persuasive speech. We had to write it and then present it to the class. And like most people, either did one of three things. Either did like abortions, gun control, or like border walls. Like, those are like the three things everyone kind of talked about. But I didn't. I was like, I want to get weird and wild. I want to give a good performance because everyone's just up here like, I think we should have gun control because blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm going to do a presentation on why we should bring back rock and roll to the Super Bowl halftime show. And I did that, and I don't want to stroke my cock too much, but I was getting there was people laughing. It was good. And I enjoyed it so much
because you're confident. You're confident in the
because I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. I'm performing, and something in performing just gives me all the confidence that I need and more. I don't know. It's weird.
And what happened if it
What's up?
doesn't go as planned?
Usually never has.
See, that is something I can't relate to because I can write a whole script out and I would not follow it. Like, for a presentation, like, I'm literally typing out the words that I'm going to say. And I would be, like, paraphrasing. And then I'm like, dang it, what am I even saying during the presentation? Because I go off track. And that's, for me, like, very irritating. And I don't trust myself doing presentations, and that causes anxiety. So.
Well, it's good.
Good for you.
It's a good thing that we're partners, because you're the social butterfly, and I'm the...
performer.
I guess so, yeah. I guess it's how...
Bow.
I guess that's how this works.
My arm's hurting for whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, my thighs are freaking killing me, bro.
Have you been working out?
Yeah, but leg day a couple days ago was especially pretty brutal. I like moved up and weight for squats. You know, so I got the thunder thighs right now. They're hurting me, but anyways.
How tall are you, Gabe?
I'm 5'10".
5'10".
Although in a weird way, I don't like I almost feel slightly embarrassing on 5'10", because I feel like 5'10" is the height that a lot of guys will round up to. Like, if a guy's like 5'7", 5'8",
yeah,
or 5'6", they'll like to round up to 5'10".
Yeah.
So, like, when I say 5'10", I feel like I'm being phony. But it's like, no, I'm literally 5'10". But I feel like there's so many guys that will round up to like 5'10", 5'11", that when I say it, I feel like, oh, do people think I'm phony? I don't know.
Man, if they're already rounding up to 5'10", just go for the 6. Like,
should I go for the 6?
Come on,
no, I don't know. You know what's weird?
Lying about height is so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird how, like, the last couple years, height has been such an...
like, obsession?
Yeah. It's like a weird... Yeah, obsession, just... importance.
Fetishization or something?
Yeah. Like, for both guys, like, guys want to be tall. And I don't know. Like, I mean, you're a woman. Like, can you say that women like taller guys?
I would say yeah.
It feels, yeah.
I feel like, for me, girls and guys, like, if they're tall, like, that's hot.
Yeah. And it's just, I feel like just in the last couple of years, it's just been so... Yeah, everyone's just so obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. It's just so... And it's
feet are going to be next or something.
Well, like, feet's always...
you have...
I don't know. I don't. But I feel like feet's always kind of been... around.
I don't like feet.
I don't either.
I mean, it's like it's a neutral. And then, like, weird obsessions with hands and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like neck veins or just veins, you know?
Yeah. That's always kind of been around, though.
Well, anywho. I asked about your height. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, I've never been ever insecure about my height. I've never, like, thought about it. I've never thought twice about it. Because I've always been... I got, like I'm above average. So I've never been, like, thought about it too much. Mm-hmm. But, like, even just recently, like... this podcast doesn't do, like, the HU podcast, they're always talking about height and, like, the crew members' heights and, like, their heights and, like, other guys' heights.
That's weird.
Like, yeah, it is weird, especially because, like, they make fun of a lot of, like, because I feel like when it comes to guys, it's, like, the alpha, like, red pill guys who care about the height, you know what I mean? And it's weird because they make fun of those guys, but at the same time, they're like, oh, what height is this guy? Anyways, and it has
like a characteristic that matters.
Yeah, like that would be like when it's just weird. Like as soon as they talk about any guy, that first thing that like Ethan, like the host, will be like, he'll be like, "Oh, what's this guy's height?" And it's just
that's
like
weird.
Yeah, and it's like up until like listening to that, I've never like now I actually do feel pretty insecure about being 5'10", which is weird because I feel like 5'10" is pretty decent height.
It's decent.
And I've never thought about it growing up. I've never thought about my height or just how like tall I am or like being next to a tall guy. I wouldn't care, but like now I do. It's like weird. You know what I mean?
Well, I was just asking because.
Oh, maybe I'm totally. Yeah.
No. I was just asking because I feel like I would get into fights. Like I'm very I would,
fights.
Or I have scenarios in my head that I would get into like fist fights or something, and it's like,
and you want me to?
I'd be like, Gabe, we're fighting somebody today, and it's like it's fun to have a taller friend.
Sure.
Because I don't have a lot of
consider me a taller friend.
Yes, that's why. Yeah.
How tall are you, Hannah? You're pretty tall.
I'm actually not tall. I'm only 5'6".
Isn't that above average?
No, that's just average.
Oh.
I would say most of my girlfriends were like taller than me in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like 5'4" is like the average for a woman.
You think so?
I think that actually just maybe the average, and maybe girls I've dated, so maybe that's why it feels like it. But
I pride myself in having tall girl energy, though.
You definitely,
dude. I feel like mentally, I'm like 6 foot. Like
when we
the 6 foot woman.
I asked you, I think, how tall you were, because I thought you were like 5'10", 6 foot maybe, and then you're like, no, I'm like 5'6", and I'm like, what? No way.
I wish I was taller.
You know, I feel like I give off short guy energy though.
No.
Well, specifically,
I'm like imagining you short now.
well, like no, because like the thing is, well, first of all, I think when you're fat, you just look shorter by default.
Dog.
Just something about being fat, it just makes you feel shorter.
We'll have to test this out. But
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll test that. But no, but also like, yeah, like I'll be like talking to people online and stuff, and they'll even like see pictures of me and stuff, like, you know, follow my Instagram, and then I'll ask, or like they'll ask me how tall I am. I'm like, oh, I'm like 5'10". They're like, what? I thought you were like 5'5", bro. Like I just looked that tall, I guess, in my photos.
Maybe because you don't take pictures of your feet or legs.
Yeah, well, I don't show off the feet for free. It's a premium service.
You're so quick, Gabe, with your little comments. I feel like
Thank you. That's why I feel like I'm a great performer. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like
you're quick. That's important. For me, it's just kind of my quirkiness. Ew, I hate that word also. Ew,
So
she's quirky. I hate that word. But I'm just odd in my mannerisms, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And my thought process, but for you, it's like you're actually funny. Like
Thank you.
like the words coming out of your mouth is funny.
Thank you.
Are funny. Yeah.
Would you date a short king? Would you date a guy who was like oh yeah, let's say 5'5", 1 inch shorter than you, and then when you wear heels, you're like towering over
Yeah,
him.
that's fine.
You would date him.
But not like
What's the border?
I would say like 5'2".
Really?
Yeah. Actually, you know, I'll stick with 5'2". I'll be generous today.
Okay.
Because actually I take that back, because if I'm looking at girls or guys like and they're 5'2", I'm like,
I don't know.
I want to date somebody taller than me.
Yeah, I've never dated a girl
at least
that was like my height. I think maybe the tallest I've been with is maybe like, I don't even know, like 5'7", maybe. I don't know. I haven't really.
That's the tallest you said?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been with like a tall girl, or you know.
I wish I was 5'7". You know what? I think the perfect height is a 5'8".
For a gal.
I wish I was 5'8". 5'10" is like, okay, you're a model, basically.
For a woman, yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like, if people are 5'8" is just like perfect.
Well, I think we might be having some insecurities today. That's what I don't know. I don't really like participating in the obsession with height. But like I feel
we just participated.
Yeah, I know we just did. So like, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I said I've been dragged into it because of like the issue podcast. Like I literally never cared about it until like just people online. Like everyone just cares about height so much. And it's funny. We were when you were on Hinge, you told me how like apparently every guy was like 6 foot.
They were tall. I was like,
and I'm like, but we were both like, they gotta be rounded up. I hear so many stories about how like a girl will go on a date with a guy who says that they're like 6'2", and then they're like the same height as a girl who's like 5'7". You know what I mean? Like,
no, it is like a factor though. You're like, oh, you're 6 foot. Like it's hot. It's definitely hot.
Sure. Like I wonder if I were to go on a dating app, I put like I'm 5'10". If a girl will think I'm like 5'5". In reality, you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm putting, you know what I mean? Because like I don't know, I feel like guys definitely probably round up on dating apps. For sure.
That's interesting.
Because like you're on a dating app, like why wouldn't you just round up a little bit? 'Cause it's all digital anyways, and then whatever. But anyways,
going back to friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Friends.
Friends.
What do you need in a
like
friend?
Short friends. I hate short people. I don't make friends with them. Just kidding. No.
We hate short people.
Yeah, we hate little people.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. It's a joke. And here, what do you need in a friendship? For sure. Like, if you are in a very tight spot, would you say that you have friends to just pick up everything and leave? Like, what they're doing?
Like, if I'm like...
That's two different questions, I'm sorry. But, like...
Well, so, like, if I'm, like, in a spot where, like, I'm just, like, I just need to talk to someone right now.
Yeah, or if, like, you're let's just say you're in Big Bear. Your car is, on the side of the road because you just have to swerve off for some reason, and you need somebody. You have like one phone call left. Do you think that you have a good friend to go there?
I do this. I do have a friend actually that has sort of done that for me in a similar situation.
Good. Go off.
When I was like, oh dude, when I took the train senior year of high school, it was pretty gnarly a lot because a lot of issues happened. And one time I was like, Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I was like stuck in like Norwalk, which is what, like 40 minutes away from here? Half hour?
Half hour.
Yeah. And like I was just like stuck there, and obviously I was like 17, I couldn't drive, and my mom couldn't drive, but I had a buddy, and I called him up, and I told him, he's like, bro, I'll freaking scoop you up, dog, and I'll take you home. And I'm pretty sure he lived in like LA, so that was like way out of the way, because he
had to go down
see, and yeah. But he did that for me.
That's good, bro.
And he's a good friend. And see, that's a guy who also like I talk to like once every few months, and we'll usually hang out and like catch up. But you know what I mean? That's what kind of what I mean. Like, I don't necessarily need constant attention or like hanging out. You know.
We know I do. But another scenario. If I had the funds, let's just say somebody needed my help from like Italy, and I had the funds to go, I would go, bro. If they were like, Hannah, like, let's just say they're suicidal or something, I would go.
I could say they're captured by like the mafia or something.
No. Well, same thing. They're almost gonna die. Like, I would go, you know?
Really?
Yeah, and that's just the loyalty that I have with my friends.
If I had the money,
the close friends, I guess.
If I had the money, I think I would do that too for certain people. That's interesting. So do you think you have a friend like that who would?
I would say no.
Really? Damn. Do me dirty like that. Just kidding. No, I mean, I get it, though.
I mean, they would... I mean, actually, maybe not. They would, like, organize a team. Sure. You know, they would be like, hey, Hannah...
A Hannah rescue squad.
Yeah. They'd be, like, calling the police, like, hey, my friend is here.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But drop everything? Probably not.
Yeah. You know, I feel like, but with a friend like that, you only need one of them, though. You don't need, like, a bunch. You just gotta find your one. Someone who's willing to do that.
I don't know. See, for me, that goes to all or nothing type of thing. It's like,
so you want all of your friends to be in a life?
Dude, yeah.
Really?
Yes. Because for me, all of my friends, like, I would do that for them. Do you get it? Like, it's the reciprocity of it. It's like, I need that reciprocity.
That's pretty interesting. Because, like, for me, like I said, I got my one friend who I know will be able to drop shit for me. From a spot of need. You do that, and I'm chilling with that.
Like, ideally...
But it's interesting that you want.
Ideally, that's never gonna happen.
I mean, yeah.
But, like, I do kind of want that. I do expect that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. See what happens. You still on things, by the way? You still on, like, dating apps? Or?
Yeah, I am.
How's that going?
It's been fun.
Have you met any short kings?
Dude, the guy option is off for Hinge, but I realized that on Tinder, all the likes I've been getting, you know, it's hidden. It could be also from men. And I was like, dude, this is a skewed result then. Do
you have
There's no
to show you women or both? But do you have your
It's to show like the stack, which I figured out that's the name of that word, the side. The stack is on for women, but for the likes, like they're showing everybody, and it's like, bro, I don't
think they would.
No, they did
show you to the men.
They do, because I also see men on Tinder too. But for the likes, like I was like, Nolan likes you, and I was like, F this, man. Like, I don't want to talk to Nolan.
Dude, shout out to Nolan wherever he is. Well, you know. Maybe you should try like a week of gold. Is that what it is? Like the Tinder gold? Maybe you should try it just cause.
You're totally egging me because I feel like I'd just get disappointed. It's like $30. Well, that's why it's like $30 a week.
Isn't there like a week trial or some shit? Like something really short? I'm pretty sure there has to be like a short trial thing. You should do that.
All it does is just show you who likes you.
No, but then you could also match with them instantly. Because you can like just like them right there.
On Tinder?
Yeah. Well, with the gold.
Oh, match with them instantly. What does that mean? Like they don't have to match. They don't have to like.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. True.
Then you can just look at them, then swipe. Right, yeah.
It's just also irritating to see like the notifications.
Well, that's why you do it for like a week, clear it all out, and then you know.
No, and then when it happens again, because I'm confident enough that it'll happen again.
I'm saying like you could just get it out and see what happens. I think it'll be a fun experiment.
Maybe, but do I have like that Hinge money? Do you have that Tinder money?
I mean,
I don't know. It's like Is it even worth it for like temporary joy? Like I'd rather spend it on a burrito.
That's a good point.
For me, money is based on like food. Like it's like, oh yeah, it's like if I bought, a laptop or something, I'd be like, dang, dude, that was a lot of burritos.
It's like a month of burritos right there, dog.
Yeah, I actually need a new laptop.
Really?
Yeah, because this is a loaner.
You just sacrifice a lot of burritos for that.
Heck yeah, and I need to get a freaking job, which I have interviews for, but I don't want to hype it up because like.
Should let me go and be interviewed for you. Should be like, listen, this is my buddy Gabe. He's a stand-in for me. And I'll be like, what's up? My name is Hannah Gabe. I'm here to represent her. What do you want to know?
That's hilarious. That would be funny if that was like a thing in our culture. Just be like,
yeah, that'd be an interesting thing. Yeah,
advocate.
It wouldn't work. I feel like that'd be a funny skit.
Would be
like a an adults like a Comedy Central sketch, like interview. I don't know.
That'd be cool if like an industry, maybe like entertainment, allowed that. You know how like tech people, tech people have to go through these rigorous interview processes, and
they're all a bunch of like social outcasts.
Hey, bro, but they're making good money for me.
Sure, yeah, they're yeah.
You know what's funny? Reminds me of this friend of a friend whose dad like set him up with dates because homeboy could not talk to women himself, and he's like, yeah, he's a software engineer, like you don't have to worry.
Yeah, is it? Oh, that's a shit you see in like movies and stuff.
Yeah, but actually
because when the guys, it's weird though, because I obviously don't know because I don't have a dad, but I actually have heard of like some couples like, oh yeah, the dad was like, oh, my son is blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that stuff actually really happened, though, did it?
Well, yeah, because he couldn't even find dates or go on dates for themselves. And this is actually why, we're totally going back to dating, but, this is actually why dating consultants exist. Which, from another...
Dating consultants.
Yeah, from another, friend, she worked for this lady who owned a dating business. Where a matchmaking business, those exist.
Interesting.
And with this,
really,
it's a thing, and that lady would pay girls to go on dates.
That's kind of sad.
I know.
I get it now.
But these guys are paying for.
I guess you're not going on dates anyways. May as well.
Well, no, because they just want that connection, and it is it goes back bro, where are your friends at? Are they? Spending time with you, or no, or if you're just emotionally lonely, because they view it as a waste of time, and they're paying for it, the guys. So.
Yeah. Well, friends, who needs them? Let's wrap on that, right?
Sure. What's the quote for the day? We should really have these prior, Yeah. So we just oh, okay. Oh, I have one. Wait, go ahead.
I don't think we should mention we talked about how we were gonna do the Kendrick Lamar album review. We said that last.
Yeah, we said that last app,
but Hannah said she didn't really.
Dude, it was just all gibberish to me.
You don't listen to rap.
I don't listen. I do, but I don't. But the old school rap is something more I can digest. But for Kendrick's, it's more. It's definitely more. It has substance, and I appreciate that type of rap. But it was just too fast for me, and I have auditory processing issues. So it's dude, it literally just sounds like too many words, like a word salad. But it's very.
I get that. Yeah.
It's artistically done. He's a great artist.
Yeah, and that's why for me, because I remember I was listening to the album, and I texted you, and then you told me that pretty much. You were like, oh, I don't have much to say. Yeah. So I was like, well. It's I'm still gonna give it a shot. And I listened to the first song. I was kind of like, all right, well, I'm pretty not interested. I just didn't really want to.
Well, yeah, I felt bad because I thought you listened to him regularly.
Oh no, I even said that. I was like, no, never listened to music before.
Oh, I didn't. I missed that then.
No.
So I was like, I feel like for our next episode, we should talk about just what type of music we're into. Can we just do that, a general thing?
Well, we kind of already broached that a little bit.
Did we?
I'm talking about how much I want to
Peggy. Yeah, but I'm sure like there's, and then you talked about Clara, but it's like we can go in.
Yeah. Sure, we can really dive balls.
Yeah, because we could go through each other's Spotify's and then
sure,
and like we just be like, oh, why is there Catholic music on here? And then like another one would be like Macklemore talking about,
Yeah. So do you have a quote?
Yeah, it's gonna be make new friends and keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Dash. Somebody really somebody famous. Cute.
Sure. Somebody with a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll hope you enjoy your week. Bye-bye.
Bye.